All right, welcome back to Ghoulin Around. We're going to continue talking about our monster movies today, and I'm your host, Joanne Massey, and with me is...
Jason Massey.
Loretta Mooney.
So, last week we talked a little bit about the vampires, our favorite vampire movies, and we just kind of got off on a little tangent talking about vampire movies.
Maybe it'll happen
and
today.
Leonard.
Who knows? I miss Leonard.
So today we're going to talk about zombie movies. We're going to talk about our favorites first, and then we'll probably just keep talking.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite zombie movie?
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot. You get to pick one.
So unlike last time where I was like, oh, I really haven't seen that many vampire movies. Whoa, starting to get hot. Goddamn.
Oh my god.
Yay. But anyway, I have seen a lot of zombie movies, and there's a lot of great ones in there.
You get to pick
My
one.
favorite one have to be a tie between Zombieland and Shaun of the Dead. Because I love both of them so much. Like, I would rewatch both of them all day, every day.
What about you?
Well, one's not a movie. It's an actual show. Of course, I am a huge fan of The Walking Dead.
We're going movies here.
I know. So for the movie, though, it would have to be World War Z.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was great.
There's a lot of good movies.
Yeah, there is.
What about you?
What about you?
I'd have to say 28 Days Later. And I know that you were arguing with me, like, oh, that's not a zombie movie.
It's not a zombie movie. It's a rage virus.
It's still a zombie movie.
It's still basics for zombies. I mean, if you...
guess.
Because, like, Resident Evil is the same thing. It's
Yeah.
created from a T-virus. And
I guess you could technically say that all zombie movies are virus movies, because most zombie movies is like, oh, it happened through a virus or whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
nowadays, anyways.
See, I wasn't really happy with the Resident Evils because I played, like, the video games, and I was like, they're not zombies! They're creatures!
The first couple Resident Evil movies were good.
I
the
liked
first
them for the
three,
first couple.
I really enjoyed. And then after that, it just got outrageous.
Yeah, it did. I
Like
didn't really care for them after that.
I think it's the fifth one where it opens up and there's like 200 clones of her.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that's the last
yeah.
one I watched, and I was like,
That
okay,
was
this is
terrible.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Because it's at the end of like the previous one, she finds out there's all these clones, and in the beginning of it, there's like all the clones still.
I swear, in like 50% of her movies, she wakes up naked.
Oh,
Yeah.
all of them.
I feel like that's like low key a part in her contract that she signed. She's like, I have to wake up naked.
Because it's every single one.
Yes, every single thing.
I mean, I'm not complaining. Mila Djokovic, if you want to wake up naked in all your movies, feel free.
Yeah, until
Free
she
the
gets
nip,
old.
2018.
Oh my god.
You don't want old, naked Mila Djokovic?
No. Just a certain point in your, time, you should stop. I don't know.
But for now,
At least
keep going.
for now though, she's okay to wake up naked in her movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched the last one, but supposedly the last one, like, they do like an old her, where like they age her up and whatnot.
She probably wakes up naked old then. I don't know.
Please, I hope not.
Yeah. But the last Resident Evil movie I watched was the one that was before the most recent one. And that one was really dumb. Because, especially
The one
going
where
off,
she was in the city thing, or...
It was like the simulation city where it like brought back
I didn't
all
like
the older
that
people.
one at all.
Yeah, it was not good.
No.
And especially since they wasted Leon. Because in the video games, like, Leon is a character, and he's arguably one of the most popular characters. And everyone, when the movies were coming out, they're like, oh, when's Leon gonna show up? And nice one, Ozzy. Nice. We're watching some cat parkour right here. But,
Oh, is he playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's just staring at himself.
No, he's got a bread
Oh, he's got
tie.
a little... Alright.
That's why he's going crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, so he finally shows up in, like, the 5th or 6th movie, and he's a side character. Like, he shows up, he's maybe in, like, 40 minutes of the entire movie, and he doesn't do anything. Like, he's not special, and he's just a side character the entire time, and it just hurts. It hurts. Plus, he doesn't even look like the guy in the game, because the guy in the game is like, he looks maybe like early 20s, you know, clean shaven, clean cut with like this nice hairstyle. In the movie, he's like this big rugged man who has like this beard, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it did not look good.
Yeah, I didn't really care for anything after like the first maybe 2 of the Resident Evils. I've seen a lot of them. I haven't seen obviously the latest.
The first one I really liked, and then the second one came out, and I really didn't like it because they didn't play Nemesis' character like to the full extent of Nemesis. So that's
he
what
was
I felt.
he was in it. I loved when he was in it. I just want more of him.
Yes.
Yeah,
'Cause
and I
especially-
always like
more
that too.
badass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like in I think it's the second game that has Nemesis as well. But throughout the entire game, he chases you and whatnot. He always shows up, and yet in the movie, he doesn't really go after her that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was just, I think, the one scene in there that they fought, and that was like towards the end of the movie.
And like he
And
wasn't really that
I wanted
hard
to
to
see
beat.
more.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you would think that he would be. I mean,
Yeah, but the only, like, he looked amazing
Yes.
in the movie. Like, he looks
Yes.
terrifying, and he has like this cool minigun and whatnot that he uses to kill all these stars. But at the end, when he fights her, like, he's just so slow, and she kills him like so fast. It's like, come on.
I know
Come
I
on.
wanted more fight out of
Yeah.
the 2 of them.
Yeah.
And I've never even played the games, but I wanted more fight.
Yeah, so 28 Days Later, I loved that one because that was the first, like, running, scary zombies for when I was younger. That was the first one I saw
Yeah.
where they were running, and so it just, like, it was amazing. Like, I went back and rewatched it and rewatched it and rewatched it.
I've seen it a couple of times. I don't know if I like it or dislike it. It
was
more
really good
one
for
of
the
those,
time.
Yeah, it was. It was very good for the time. I think it's more. It was a little different at the time. I think that's what drew me to it. But now that you have like World War Z and
Yeah.
You know,
now it
it's
doesn't
just-
really, like, hold up to what it did.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when I was growing up, and like I grew up on zombie movies because, you know, I'm that person. But like, hi.
sit up.
You're not tall.
Pretty sure this is fine.
You're not tall enough. This thing's gonna block your face.
Not tall enough. You call me short.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, I grew up on zombie movies and whatnot, and like I started like playing zombie games and whatnot, and like from earliest memories, like they always ran, so I wasn't like too shocked about when they ran. Like the only thing that really amazed me about like World War Z was not the fact that they ran, but you turned in 13 seconds.
13
Yeah.
seconds.
Like whenever
yeah.
they bit you, it's like, oh well, you have like 10 seconds to live, so good on you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, love you, bye.
But, like the one scene like at the very beginning where he gets like the blood in his mouth, and,
Yes.
like he doesn't know if it turns him or not, and like instantly after that he like just jumps on the ledge. He's like, I'm good.
He counts, yeah.
Yeah.
And he counts all the way to 13 to make sure that he wasn't going to turn, which I think was actually a cool concept
Yeah.
that they put in that movie. I liked it a lot.
Plus, like that made a later scene in it feel like even more frantic when the girl that he's traveling with gets bit,
Yes.
and he like has 10 seconds to like cut her arm off before she turns. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he was counting the whole time. They had that in there where he was counting the whole time when he was cutting her arm off, and he was counting as he was wrapping it and, you know, making sure that she wasn't going to turn.
yeah. That movie's so good.
Yeah, I love it. I know there's some people that don't
I
really
can't
like
wait
it
to
as
read
much,
the book
but
and be disappointed by how different they are.
So yeah, it's not even the same thing.
yeah, there's just so many different types of versions of zombie movies. You know, slow zombies, fast zombies,
mutated zombies.
yeah, mutated zombies. There's just it's huge variety of what's out there that it's
I think
kind of
for,
hard
like-
sometimes to pick one.
For my benefit, I would like having slow zombies.
Well, like in all
Well, if they're fast,
logic,
you know you're going to die because she's going to shoot you in the
she's
leg
gonna shoot
for
me in the leg
bait.
and leave me there.
She's going to shoot everybody
She's
in the
gonna
leg.
pull an Otis on me.
Yeah, right?
I think like if I could be like 100% safe and just like watch the world burn, I would love to see like fast moving zombies. I think that would be awesome to just sit back and just watch the world go under.
But if I have to partake in it, slow zombies.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
If I have to partake, then it's like, okay, let's put them as slow, not really there.
There was this like scientific research that with zombies, there's always so many like researches and like debates on like, oh, what would happen and like how would the world respond and whatnot. And there's a lot of them that like, oh, if zombies were to happen, they would be really slow, like how they are in like a lot of the George Romero movies. And there was one that was talking about how basically a lot of zombie movies state like, oh, the thing just reanimates your mind at the most basic of levels. Mm-hmm. And people were talking about how just the ability to walk up one step of a stair is actually a complex thing, so zombies wouldn't be able to walk upstairs.
See,
and everyone's like, oh, so just go up one story and
that's
you'll be
actually
fine.
That's really funny that you mentioned that, because like one thing that really fascinates me when I learned about like anatomy and physiology and like pathophysiology is like the muscle contraction and stuff, and like how much like ATP you need in order for it to happen. And you can't, if you're dead, you're not making ATP, so you can't move. Like there's no way. That's why like people go into rigor mortis, and then like after a certain amount of time it just stops, because you can't keep that contraction anymore because you're no longer making that chemical. So I wonder how zombies would, my medical tangent. I wonder how zombies would be able to move after a certain period of time.
That's one of the things, like how people always state that zombies are never harmed, because there's so much scientific stuff that they would have to like suddenly break in order just to walk.
Well, I mean, you figure bodies decay too at a certain rate. So like when there's zombies and they're walking around, you got heat, you got like all these environmental heat, rain, and whatnot. It's like, wouldn't that speed it up or slow it down, or
zombies in
so
a more
at that
northern place like Alaska would probably stay more preserved, since they would be frozen.
But they'd be frozen, so wouldn't that make that it would be harder for them to move because they'd be frozen. So you have all these different scientific aspects of it, so it's kind of hard to like actually know for sure what would be.
But even more, going off tangent, so the Walking Dead show is based off the comic books, obviously.
Yes.
But in the comics, they actually go over that. Like in the first, I think it's like the second volume, it does a time jump to winter, and Rick mentions how all the zombies are slower because it's winter, so they all start like kind of freezing up.
Oh, okay.
So they don't ever talk about that in the show, because in the show, I don't think they've ever
had
they've snow
never
anywhere.
No, they've
because they're
never
always in like
the heat, the summer.
And in the comic books, that's one of the first things you learn about the zombies, is that like before they even learn that everybody turns, spoiler, but before they even learn that, Rick's like, oh yeah, we should stay northern because they freeze up.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't read the books, the comic books.
Oh my god, I have. So there's the issues, and then like every so often they make the volumes, and then every so often they take the volumes and make like a compendium thing, which is like this big.
Yes.
I have 3 of them.
Yes.
Which is like a lot of reading. And it's so good.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of things that are different between the comic and the
show.
The show itself. Mm-hmm. I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. If you love the show as much as you love it, like you do, you would absolutely love the comic books, especially how much you like read stuff. Yeah. You would love the books. It's a little different for me. It's not an actual book.
Yeah,
it's a comic book. Yes. So it's.
But then you get like the pictures of like the characters and how they originally look rather than what you have the show with. But that is like a huge thing, because I went from watching the show to reading the comic books.
Oh, okay.
So like when I started reading the books, I was like, Rick looks completely different.
Oh, well, yeah.
Daryl's not in this.
Daryl's not even in it. Yeah, Norman Reedus' character was just kind of put in there. I know I know certain things because I do watch the Talking Dead afterwards.
And they talk about how much the book is
yes,
different
they talk about like the differences between the episodes and what actually is going on in the comic books and things like that. The guy that played Abraham, they said he looks like he just walked right out of the comics.
He does. When after like the third season or something, I was like, I have to read the comic book. So I like binge read the entire series up until that point in like a week.
Oh, did you?
And then like the next season or something, Abraham came out, and I was like, they got the right guy. He looks amazing. Yeah. Plus, his character in the show is so spot on to the character in the comic books.
Is it? Mm-hmm. With all the slang?
Yes, it's so good. Mother Dick.
I know.
One of the greatest parts.
I just like, every time I hear him say something like that, it was like, oh my God.
When you were pouring the Bisquick, were you trying to make pancakes?
That was the one I was thinking of. Were you trying to make pancakes? Oh my God. I was like, how ridiculous is this dude?
Mm-hmm. The one thing that like really disappoints me though, especially like, so the show, one of the greatest characters in there is Carol.
Yes.
She is so good.
Yes, and I think I like Carol's character because it is played by Melissa McBride.
Mm-hmm.
She's so awesome.
She does so well.
Oh, she does.
And the thing that saddens me is her character is 100% different in the comic books.
It is?
Yeah, Carol's character is like the stereotypical, like, I'm just going to stay inside, I'm just going to cry my eyes out, whatnot, like how she is in like the first couple seasons. And then when they get to the prison, in the comic books, spoiler, it's old, but she asks Rick and Lori to have a 3-way marriage. She's like, I want to marry into you guys, like I want to marry you and Rick. Lori shuts her down. She's like, no, I don't think that's appropriate, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
And
did not know this.
Yeah, and in order to learn more about the zombies, they actually captured one at the prison, and they were keeping it held up. She walks up to the zombie and let it bite her. And she basically kills herself. And that happens like when they get to the prison.
So Carol's like, at this point, not even supposed to be in the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So if they're staying accurate, she would have died in season 3.
Her character in the show is one of the ones that I like the most because just look at her from the first season to where she is now. She's grown so much. She's such a badass. But she can also play that part of I am just, I'm
just a helpless stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. She can play that part so well.
And then she'll stab you in the throat.
And then she'll just turn around and
like when she threatened the kid with the cookies.
The kid with the cookies, yes. I mean, I was just like,
no one will ever find you.
She's the one that everybody needs to be scared of. Not Rick, not Negan.
No, it's
Carol.
Okay, so we don't do a whole Talking Dead episode. Let's move on to something else.
You need to watch the show.
No,
I know how much you
I couldn't even make it through the first season.
It
was bad.
You're the one that got me hooked on this show.
Yeah, because I read the comics and I was like, oh yeah, they're coming out with this show. I can't wait. And then I got...
But they can't make it exactly like the comics.
It's not even freaking close. They kept that one guy alive for God knows how long. He was supposed to die in the first
Shane?
Yes.
Shane was alive all the way through like season... He died at the end of season 2.
He should have died in episode 1.
Yeah, he should have died in episode 1.
Yeah.
No, because the end was them leaving the farm at the end of season 2. And Shane died right before that.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Anyway, no more Walking Dead. Let's move on.
I guarantee though, that if you watch up to maybe season 4, like halfway through season 4, and you get to Psycho Rick.
I have to get that far.
You get to Psycho Rick. Because at halfway through, like, he loses his fucking mind in season 3, and then, like, at the end of season 4, he is a fucking psycho. And it is great. It is one of the best points of the show.
Andrew Lincoln plays his part so well.
Yeah.
I love Andrew Lincoln, and I'm
the
very
end of season
saddened
4
that
into
he's
season
leaving.
5. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm dreading this season. He's leaving.
Rick is not going to be in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. I almost stopped watching after they killed Glenn.
Yeah, but that was, supposed to happen.
I know, but
Spoiler
it was just,
alert.
oh my God, I just love Glenn so much. But, okay, so
right, what do you want to talk about?
Else.
What do you want to talk about?
I hate The Walking Dead. Unless you want to talk about the comics. I'll talk about the comics all day.
I mean, we were.
We were going back and forth.
Yeah.
We're going back and forth.
Comics are good.
Favorite part in the comics, what is it? Go. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
The one girl, the black girl, when she first gets to the prison and she's got
Michonne.
she's got her boyfriend and her father, I think it was.
I think it was supposed to be her
Her
boyfriend and
boyfriend
her
and
friend.
her friend
Oh.
that were.
And they're like, well, we're not going to let you in. She's like, okay.
Yeah, just kills them both. She's like, can I come in now?
Can I come in now? She was really cool.
Yeah, I like Michonne,
And I really liked-
they've made her character in the series.
I
Pretty
really
good.
liked her revenge on the governor.
Oh, it was so
Oh
good.
my
You
God.
told me that it was
Oh
Yeah.
my
really,
So in the
really
show-
intense in
In the show, they
comic.
completely keep
That's
this
what
out
she
of
was
it.
telling me.
Because, they would have to be
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Like, they'd have to put it on
Yes.
HBO,
Yes.
but,
Yeah. It
Like,
was
goddamn.
good.
Don't
Yeah.
give it away for me. She's already told me a little bit, but
It was so
Read
good.
the
Yeah.
show. I mean, read the show.
read the show.
Read the show, watch the book. But, yeah, you should definitely read the book because it's definitely worth reading. Especially with where they are now, where they're getting into like the real later stuff. It's so good.
Okay, so what else? You were mentioning Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland.
Yes.
So, like, why do you like the comedy zombie movies, I guess?
Because it's always nice to have a movie that can walk both lines of being like tense but also funny, because watching a movie that's just all supposed to be like terrifying and horror, it can be good. Like there's a lot of movies that are good like that, but some of them it's like I don't really care for it, and then like them having like the break in there of humor and whatnot, it makes it a good movie to watch.
See, I love Shaun of the Dead because that's what really got me like hooked on Simon Pegg.
Simon
was
Pegg
just
is
like,
such a good actor.
I have to watch more Simon Pegg. I loved The Big Nothing.
Yes. I just recently rewatched that.
it, yeah. You took it out of my
Oh,
room.
it was so good. Yeah, I was looking for movies to watch, and like I didn't have like, so I was trying to like find like 4 a day because that's what I would get through, and I had like 2 horror movies, and I was like, I need like at least a 3rd movie. So I went into your room, and I was like, oh, you don't have any horror movies? Big Nothing? Taking it. Like I saw that, and I was like, I'm taking it. I'm going to
I
watch
love
it.
that movie. It's
So good.
Yeah. Simon Pegg's great. I know you don't like the comedy stuff, but
It's definitely
I
worth
did
it.
like no, I did like this. I did like Zombieland though.
yeah.
I really did.
But you didn't like Shaun of the Dead.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Has she
I
ever
think
watched
that had
The
a
World's
little
End?
too much comedy in it for me. I mean, it's a zombie movie. It shouldn't have that much comedy.
I guess.
Zombieland had quite a bit.
It was pretty nice blended.
Yes, it was. It had a little bit less than Shaun of the Dead, and I think that's why I like Zombieland better.
Especially like in Zombieland, the zombies are terrifying. Like they're actually zombies.
Yes.
Whereas
Yeah.
in Shaun of the Dead, the zombies are very campy.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of like some reasons why some people don't like those kinds is, well, especially Shaun of the Dead, is because it's British comedy.
But I love
I
British.
love
But
British
I
comedy.
like British comedy too, but it just I don't know.
You should
I
try
just-
watching The World's End.
Oh my god, that one's so good.
It's so good. So in Shaun of the Dead, you have like Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and like all their friends and whatnot.
They're always
they
together.
did something called the Cornetto trilogy, which is Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. And all 3 movies, it's all of them again and again, and they all play different people and whatnot. And each movie is different. Like Shaun of the Dead is basically like a zombie parody. The Hot Fuzz movie is basically like a buddy cop parody. And then The World's End is like an apocalypse thing where
Okay.
yeah, and it is so good. The World's End, the premise of them is that they're 4 friends who do this challenge where you go to 10 different bars.
It's a
and get
bar
pint.
crawl. Yeah.
Yeah, and each one they get a pint, and they have to drink 10 pints and get to all 10. And as they're doing that, the world is like ending, and it is so good.
It was pretty good.
Yes.
I liked it.
I don't know if I could make it through that one.
Did you watch The Big Nothing with Simon Pegg?
Nope.
It's got David Schwimmer in it.
Yeah. From Friends.
Yeah, I know.
No,
David
you
Schwimmer-
have seen it. You have seen it because I remember at the very end when they were all battling, we commented because it was Rammstein. It was Rammstein's music at the end.
Was it?
Yeah.
When like the officer was like hunting
Yes,
them down
when they're in
whatnot?
like the abandoned like warehouse.
Yeah.
That's Rammstein.
I've
And
never watched
spoiler
it.
alert, he kills Simon Pegg shooting him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was sad.
No,
when he
I didn't
died.
watch that.
Yeah. You
The
have.
only other thing I've ever seen David Schwimmer in is
I'm pretty
Apt
sure.
Pupil.
Oh, I forgot he was in there.
It's a Stephen King movie.
Oh.
Stephen King.
It's not a
books.
horror movie.
It's not a horror movie. It's more psychological. That's
he plays
I'm going to
the-
have to let you borrow that one. That's
I have
actually
that.
really good.
You can have it.
Oh, okay.
As long as you watch Big Nothing, because I guarantee you'll like it. if
David
you
Schwimmer's character in that is like
It's so good.
so
I don't.
awesome.
I love the part towards the end though when they're in the car and he mentions like the whole fact thing and they talk about that. I'm not going to say it for her because that is such a great moment where like because it's such a good moment where you have that moment where like the characters interact and they like kind of have that moment where they kind of connect for a brief second. It's so good.
So pretty much the Big Nothing. Okay, I would not consider that a horror movie at all.
The premise
but
is basically 3 people get together to
blackmail a
a priest.
and everything goes wrong.
Everything. It is so funny.
It is great.
It's like everything
Okay.
they try just fails.
and it ends so horribly. But like David Schwimmer's character, I love his character because the whole time, like I see he's got some kind of what was his disease?
Shut up.
No, he just
Stop.
spurts random facts.
Stop. Stop talking. Don't say anything for
I
her.
just want to say that he spurts random facts, and it's freaking
Yeah.
hilarious.
But the reason why is spoilers.
How is that a spoiler? He says it like at the
Spoiler.
very beginning of the
No,
movie.
he doesn't. It's
Yes,
at the
he
end. I rewatched it, Joanne.
He says it at
It's
the very
end.
beginning.
No, it's at the end.
All right, siblings.
I swear.
Whatever.
Quit fighting.
No, he says it at the beginning. Yeah. He tells the Simon Pegg's character at the very beginning.
No, it's at the end.
No. I want to watch it again.
No, it's
Okay. Okay.
it's at the end when they have the police body in the back and they're driving towards his wife's place.
That's not at the end. That's at the
Yes, that
beginning
is.
of the
No, that's at the end. Because they go from there to the warehouse and it ends at the warehouse.
Whatever. You're talking about the deputy, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's at the
See, you're
beginning.
go off the
No, no, no,
topic
no, no, no.
again. Just like we did
We
the
gotta
last
wrap up.
episode. At least we're not talking about bugs in TVs today.
No, we're just arguing over like the
beginning
chronological
and the
order
end.
of the movie.
Comment down below who you think is right. Because I've seen the movie. I just rewatched it.
Whatever.
I swear, after this, I'm going to look up like a plot summary and show you like how far into the summary it happens.
Oh my gosh. So, are we going to continue this next time with,
Probably werewolf movies.
yeah,
Yeah.
No Walking Dead?
But Walking Dead is so huge. You have to talk about it a little bit.
A little bit.
We could do a whole movie.
Yeah,
What are
we
you
could
doing?
hold.
You gonna cut this?
I'm cutting her off.
No, leave this in. Yeah. We should do an episode about The Walking Dead. I'd be
That's
down
all
for it.
you.
We should do comics
We'll just
versus
leave her out of
movie,
that
though.
one.
Yeah. What?
We should do like comic versus show.
Well, I'm for the comic, and I'm going to have a big old battle on that.
But you can't
then you have to
battle it.
watch
You
the
got
show
because you
to
won't be
battle
able
it.
to
I'm
know-
not going to watch the show. I couldn't even make it through season 1 without saying this is freaking retarded.
Well,
But,
it's so good.
You know, it's
Whatever.
just they can't make it exact.
It's not even close. Not
All
even
right.
close.
Well,
It's still good.
thanks for joining us on this episode. So yeah, next week we'll be continuing this with our favorite werewolf movies. Impossible to bring up The Walking Dead in that.
Correct.
We'll somehow find a way, I guarantee you. But yeah, so anyway, click the links below, like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, and keep going.